Hey guys, so this is my first YouTube video and it is so long overdue. It's crazy. I moved to Texas 4 months ago and I had every intention of vlogging like the actual drive here, opening up my apartment door, looking at the apartment. I had every intention and I dropped the ball. But I did get some great shots. I have like some footage in my phone that I'll end up like making a video and kind of putting it together so you guys can see like how my apartment was before I moved in, or before like I moved all my furniture in. Basically, so the idea, this video is basically just about me taking that leap of faith and moving from Florida. I used to live in Tampa and I went ahead and moved to Dallas. And yeah, so that's basically what I'm just going to be talking about. So the idea to move to Texas was something that just came about back in April. And then I ended up moving in July. So that's just how quick it was. I always, thought to myself, like, I'm going to move. But I really, thought I was going to move to either Atlanta or somewhere in California. So Texas is like, it was very random. Basically, how this idea came about is like discussions with friends. It like incited me to start looking for a job out here, which I did, and I was able to land a pretty cool job. So um, I just said, okay, I'll move. I don't have any family, any friends here. I just literally took the leap of faith and hoped that it would work out. And so far, it has been working out. What I want to talk about is just like things that I did to prepare. So number one, I would say try to see if you can have a job. Like I told myself I was not going to move anywhere unless I had a job already lined up in that city. I do understand that everybody's situation is different. So some of you might be in like a tough spot where you just have to get out of wherever you're at right now. So you have to move. So I get it. Also, that kind of ties into trying to save up enough money. So a lot of people even say like, try to have like 3 months worth of rent saved up. I agree. 3 months worth of rent is pretty good. Especially if you don't have a job. Like if you don't have a job lined up, I think trying to save as much money as you can is the smartest thing that you can do if you're able to do it. Just because when you move, it's already stressful. And then when you're in a new city that you don't know anything about, that's added stress as well. So just trying to like find your way around town, trying to like mentally gather the fact that you're now somewhere that you've never been before. That's stressful as well. So having to worry about how am I going to pay my rent or how am I going to buy this and that, like if you can avoid it, you definitely just want to avoid it. If you do have a job, moving to the next city and you don't have three, at least two, I would say minimum of two. That way, because more than likely you might be able to jump into the next pay cycle depending on when you move, or hopefully you're able to do that. But I do know some jobs hold back like a week or two of pay, so you just don't want to have to like struggle, I guess, in between like your paychecks. So if you do have a job, I would say at least 2 months at minimum for you to try to save before you move. And that's basically like as far as financially, like what I would say to do. Number two is do your research on the area that you're trying to live in. So I mean, a lot of people say, I'm moving to Dallas. Like, for instance, I said I'm moving to Dallas, but I don't actually live in the city of Dallas. So there are so many different cities. So, for instance, if you were interested in coming out here, stuff that I've learned, I mean, you can live in as far out as like Frisco, McKinney. You can live on the opposite end and live in like Keller, Grapevine, and then people still refer to it as like the Dallas or DFW area. I think I could be wrong. I'm not trying to act like I know everything around the city, but a lot of times people say I live in Dallas. They don't really live in Dallas because, like I said, for instance, I say I live in Dallas. I don't live in Dallas. Like, but Dallas is the main city. It's like it's a drive, like literally just a drive for me to actually get to Dallas. But yeah, do your research on apartments. So everybody has their own preferences. Maybe you're looking for an apartment that has an open kitchen. Maybe you're always in the kitchen. So that's like a deal breaker for you, depending on how the kitchen is set up. Maybe you want a big bedroom. So for instance, me, there are a few things on my list as far as when I was searching for an apartment. I wanted it to have a garage. I wanted it to be in a gated community. And as far as like the gated community, it didn't have to have that. Like I was willing to flex on that. But like the garage, I wanted it. Of the apartments that I've had before, I've never had a garage. And I just knew like moving to another like area, if it was in my budget, I wanted it just because I don't know anything and I don't know like how late or how early I'll be leaving or getting into the house. I don't want, just for like safety reasons, I prefer it to just have a garage where you don't know if I'm home or not and things like that. Just because I'm out here, and I didn't have like that family or friend support coming here, or at least living here. So yeah, just look for your preferences. Search, do your research. Check Google, check apartmentfinders.com, check apartments.com. Even search the apartments on Facebook. A lot of times they have Facebook pages. Residents will leave honest reviews everywhere. So, I mean, of course, you're going to see some bad ones sometimes. And I know they say, like, you always hear about the bad opposed to the good. But when it comes to apartments, I found that I've seen pretty, what I would assume to be honest reviews. Like you'll even have people who still give it like 4 stars, but they'll tell you like, okay, the walls are thin and that's why I gave it 4 stars, or, the pool is always shut down. Just whatever, just do your research, look for exactly what you're look for the preferences that you have, and you can pretty much find an apartment that's going to be like within your, idea of where you want to live. And then what else? Another thing that I would say is just plan, because a lot of times things don't go according to plan, but at least try to have like a general idea of what you're trying to do. Like if you're moving out here and you don't already have a job lined up, then at least have in your mind like, okay, in between time, maybe I'll Uber or I'll do like Postmates, or whatever. Maybe there's a seasonal job, like depending on what time you move, that you can link up to. Try to do something just so you have like some sort of income coming in if you weren't able to just like land the actual job that you wanted immediately. Another thing, like I know there are some apps for you to like, find friends and meet up with different people. I don't know how comfortable everybody is with that. I mean, I know that is an option as far as like if you're trying to maybe expand on your social life, or you want to make sure that you can actually meet up with different people who have similar interests or things like that. That's always an option if, you're big on that, or you want to know that you're going to have people around. You can start mingling and things like that, conversing with people that way. And then the last thing that I would say is just honestly take the leap of faith. If you've already been thinking about like, oh my gosh, I want to move, but I'm scared, or I want to wait until this happens or that happens. Like there's no better time than right now. And that probably sounds so cliche, but it's so true. When I said that I was going to move back in April, people were thinking that I was crazy. Like, where are you going to move? Like, you're just going to up and move like this? Because honestly, if you would have asked me back in like January what I'd be doing in the summertime, I wouldn't have told you that I was moving to Texas. I didn't envision this, but like everything just started to come together, and I was like, it's now or never. If I let fear stop me, I'm going to still be, stuck wherever I was prior to moving out here, and I'm just going to be doing that. And I'm just going to be thinking about, well, what if I would have moved? So now that I have moved, I don't regret it at all. I will say that it has its ups and downs, at least for me, especially trying to just like adjust to not having like family so close to me and not having any friends that I've already known. That has been a little tough, but still overall, I don't regret it. And I would just say like, keep close contact with your friends and your family. Be honest, be vocal. A lot of times we move and we try to act like, I'm strong, like I don't care, it doesn't bother me. And maybe you really don't care if you don't see people that you know. For me personally, I do care. Like I miss my family, but at the same time, there's like, FaceTime, there's those apps like Duo, if you have an Android, whatever, like do what you can to keep contact with your family and your friends. Be honest with them. If you miss them, you can say that. You don't have to keep that to yourself and try to seem like, oh, I'm just so strong, I don't miss anybody. Like, but I mean, if that's really, like I said, if that's really how you feel, then by all means feel that way. But I know for me, those are the parts that I would say like the ups and downs. Outside of like my job, it has been kind of stressful. I'm not going to lie about that, just for the things that I have to do for the particular job that I have. But overall, like I said, I still don't regret it. I think that if you're thinking about moving, take the leap of faith. Bet on yourself. Bet on yourself and you won't lose. Don't wait for somebody else to try to, move with you. Like, I understand, like, sometimes maybe you have to have a roommate. Like, that's a situation that you're going to need to get into. Maybe you're trying to save money. I get that. But just overall, don't wait on nobody. Like, you have to bet on yourself. You have to be willing to take a chance on yourself. Know that you won't fail. So just, take the leap. Whatever you have to do your research, try to plan, try to save as much money as you can, and take the leap. Like I said, I really intended to start doing these videos when I initially moved in July. So I did start recording on my actual phone. Like, I have clips of my apartment before I had furniture in it. And if that's something you guys want to see, I'll definitely show you. I have clips from other apartments that I went ahead and looked at before I actually made the official, the official move. If that's something you guys want to see, I have no problem, just making a video, putting it together so I can show you guys. Maybe somebody's moving to the particular area and that might be something that they're interested in. One of those apartments. I love apartment hunting, so, I'm your girl for that. But, so just, take the leap of faith. Bet on yourself. You won't lose. Take a chance on yourself. Plan. Do as much research as you can. And you should be fine. If there are any questions, anything that people want to know, I will say that I'm an open book. Just ask me. I'll leave my Instagram and my Snapchat down below. So just, hit me up. And by the way, if you're from Dallas, please link me to where I can go for brunch. Like, I'm a big foodie and I have not been to brunch on Sunday or any day for that fact. So please link me to good spots for me to have some good food because I am missing the food that I used to have in Tampa. And it's just, right now, I feel like Dallas just doesn't have it like that. But I feel like I'm saying that because I don't know any better. So please link me. Please, 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 if you can, link me. And subscribe to my channel. Like, I plan to have a lot more. It's a lot more that I want to discuss. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you got something from it. If you didn't get anything else from it, only thing I want you to walk away with is take the leap of faith, bet on yourself, and you won't lose. See you later.